Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is Saturday, July 19th, 2024, and a big bombshell today that we woke up to that Barcelona have signed Marcus Rashford. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and I'm bringing you this last minute live stream because today we woke up to some bombshell news, to some, not really surprising news, but more surprising in regards to how fast it happened because it's confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. FC Barcelona have completed their third signing of this summer, and it's no other than Marcus Rashford. After completing the signings of Juan Garcia, Rooney Bargi, Barcelona have now signed Marcus Rashford in an operation that happened pretty much almost overnight, where Barcelona sent their bid to Man U. Man U accepted it because, of course, they have been trying to offload Marcus Rashford for quite some time. And now Rashford has become a Barcelona player. Now, this is a one-season loan deal with an option to buy. Very important because, as you might recall, at the beginning of the summer, Manchester United wanted a permanent transfer. They wanted to offload Rashford between 40 to 50 million euros. They're done with him. They didn't want to see him around their facilities anymore. But of course, Rashford insisted that A, he only wanted to go to Barcelona, and B, it had to be on Barcelona's terms. And of course, Barcelona only wanted a one-season loan. So Manchester United then had to change their stance from we only want a permanent transfer to okay, fine, we'll agree on the loan. Now, a few days ago, I reported to you that Hansi Flick, I think this was last Sunday, had greenlit the operation for the signing of Rashford. So Barcelona were set to begin talks during this week. And I also told you how Manchester United were already expecting Barcelona's phone call to sign Rashford. And then we're already saying in English media that Man U were now, of course, okay with the loan, but they wanted an obligation to buy. Why? Because same reason. They want to get rid of Rashford. But it seems that now Man U have once again had to agree to what Barcelona want. Not only agree to the loan, but also to agree to the option to buy. So that's very, very important because Barcelona will get to test out Marcus Rashford during this season. And if it doesn't work out, they can send them home. They don't have to be stuck with a player that they don't want. So one season loan with an option to buy. And you might ask, well, how much is that option? That option is for around 35 million euros, which if Rashford ends up working out, I think that will be one hell of a deal, one hell of a bargain. Now, Man U have not agreed to cover Marcus Rashford, any portions of Marcus Rashford's salary. So Barcelona will have to cover the full salary of Rashford. But as I told you many, many times before, Rashford had already offered to reduce his salary in order for Barcelona to be able to cover it. Because, of course, it's 18 million euros, very high salary that Barcelona cannot afford. We don't know the exact figures of how much Rashford has agreed to reduce his salary, but they're saying it's somewhere around 30%. Some reports even saying as high as 40%. So one season loan, option to buy worth 35 million euros. Barcelona will cover that entire salary, but Rashford agreeing to a salary reduction to make this move possible. Now, it's expected that Rashford will be landing in the city of Barcelona in the upcoming hours. He will undergo medical exams either tomorrow or Monday. And then Tuesday is when Barcelona will officially unveil Marcus Rashford as their newest player. I'm sure they'll do the whole ceremony. We'll sign the contract, take pictures with the kit, with Laporta, etc., etc., etc. And then on Thursday, of course, we do have the preseason tour where Barcelona are going to travel to Japan and South Korea, where they're going to play matches against Vissel Kobe, FC Seoul. And Rashford is expected to travel with the first team to the preseason tour. So Marcus Rashford, ladies and gentlemen, has become the third signing of the summer, the latest signing, as the player will get his wish, because as I've reported many times Rashford has been insisting on coming to Barcelona in the winter transfer market. He reached out to the club, said, "Hey, I want to come to Barca and Barca only." He rejected many offers from many other clubs. He waited until the final days of the winter transfer market. Unfortunately, Barcelona did not have enough space on their financial fair play. I mean, they couldn't even register Dani Olmo and Pau Victor, who were already Barcelona players. So Rashford ended up going to Aston Villa on a half a season loan. At the end of the last season, Aston Villa offered him to stay there permanently, and risking not having a place to play, he said, "No, thank you. I want Barca and Barca only." Rashford once again reached out to Barcelona to let them know he wanted to come. He hired Pini Zahabi as an intermediary, because we know Pini Zahabi, very close friend of Jean Laporta, someone who represents Flick and Lewandowski. So he hired him to help him make this move. He continued to reject offers all through this summer, including a multi-million dollar offer from Saudi Arabia. He even rejected Juventus, who were willing to offer him a permanent transfer and offer him, a spot in their project. Rejected all of that because Rashford wanted one thing and one thing only, which is to come to Barcelona. And now the player has gotten his wish. Barcelona have signed him on a one-season loan with an option to buy. Now, I've said many, many times before, I believe that Rashford is an incredibly talented attacker. He has speed, pace, 1v1, dribbling skills, goal scoring abilities, great crosses, great passes. I think he's a complete attacker. When he's on top of his form, he could be a great, great asset on the team. But of course, he has had problems with discipline in the past, fighting with his coaches, fighting with upper management, distractions, nightly, extracurricular activities, let's put it that way. And that kind of detracted away from his career. I really hope that Rashford has put all that behind him, because at the end of the day, this is probably his last chance to relaunch and redeem his career, because he is 27 years old. And if he ends up failing at Barcelona, I don't think any other major club is going to look at him again, because they said, okay, he failed at Man U. He goes to Barcelona, gets a second chance. He fails there. Why should I take a risk on him or take a bet on him? So I think this will be Marcus Rashford's final chance to relaunch and redeem his career. And I hope that will, motivate the player to come to Barcelona, work hard, stay focused, stay disciplined, put away his old life behind, and then be a great, great asset to Barcelona. Because like I've said, when Marcus Rashford is focused, he is lethal. He could be a great, great asset for Barcelona. And Rashford also needs to remember that this is only a season loan. So if he doesn't impress, he's going to have to pack his bags and go back to Manchester. So I really, really hope that Rashford comes ready to put in the work, because, of course, when he is focused, well, he is lethal. Now, of course, Hansi Flick has greenlit this operation, and if there's anyone that can help Rashford relaunch his career, is Hansi Flick. After all, Hansi Flick has extracted the best out of every single Barcelona player. We constantly talk about how Rafinha became Coutinho under Flick, but it's not just Rafinha. Everybody performed better. Ferran Torres went from being an absolute bum to being a super sub, scoring, like 19 goals and 14 assists. I mean, everybody under Flick has performed better, for the exception of Araujo, I guess. So if there's anyone that can help Rashford relaunch his career and become the Rashford that impressed us all when he came out of the Man U Academy, is Hansi Flick. But of course, the player is going to have to want to. You cannot help someone that doesn't want to be helped. So I really hope, wish, and pray for the sake of the player, for the sake of Barcelona, that Rashford comes here, works hard, stays focused, stays disciplined, because if he does, I truly believe that Flick could end up relaunching his career and bringing us back the Rashford that shocked the world when he first started his career, coming out of the Man U Academy. And of course, Rashford also has to be mindful that Barcelona are taking a risk here. They're betting on him. And of course, now it's time for Rashford to repay that back, to say, okay, you took a bet on me when no one wanted me. Now it's time to pay you back and work hard, stay disciplined, stay focused. Because again, if he does, he could be a huge asset. And under Flick, he could become the Rashford that we all fell in love with when he first launched his career coming out of the Man U Academy. So that's the news, ladies and gentlemen. Barcelona have completed their third signing of the summer transfer market. Marcus Rashford 1-season loan, option to buy worth 35 million euros. Barcelona will cover his entire salary, but he has agreed to reduce his salary. He will be landed in Barcelona in the next upcoming hours. He will undergo medical exams on Sunday or Monday, and it's expected that he will be unveiled on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, he will fly with the team to the Asia preseason tour to South Korea and Japan, or I should say Japan, then South Korea. That is all the news. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. I will be making more news videos later tonight. I will see you in those videos. And as always, Visca Barça.